You can see as the years pass, the depth and strength of these people are getting stronger and stronger. And on 19 something, they, in order to mislead the people's mind, they proposed two plans for the development of economy. One was an advanced national monetary system under the leadership of Senator Nelson Aldrich, and a special currency committee of New York Chamber of the Commerce under the chairmanship of Paul Warburg. You can see that second one had a problem, because Paul Warburg was a Jewish banker who was doing things accordingly for the Rothschild, and specifically Baron Alfred Rothschild. And their plan was known as the Wall Street plan, except for the distribution of the reserves. And also you can see that both plans are identical, which have same aim to establish a central bank system again. So both plans were to mislead the people, because if you put things to choose, you are supposed to choose, and the things you put to choose are basically the same. And if they choose one of those, you can do your own things. It's all in your control again. And on November 1910, the banking conspirators, including among Piat Andrew, the Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, Frank Vanderlip, the President of the National City Bank of New York, Henry P Davidson, as senior partner, Benjamin Strong, Vice President of the Bankers Trust of New York, Paul Moritz Warburg, Loeb and Company. They all sneaked out of New York in Aldrich Pullman's car, and from New Jersey railway station to Jekyll Island, Georgia. And at the very exclusive Jekyll Island Hunt Club, owned by the J.P. Morgan, they discussed that the fate of American people, and indeed the world, will be determined by the next 100 days by this group of criminally inclined financiers, who are also known as the First Name Club, because in order to not get caught in that place, they were only calling their first names. So they stayed low-key in that situation, so nobody suspect them. Or even if they suspect them and were to complain to other people, they only know their first names. It was a good trick used by them. Fantastic. And of course, in the coming days, the new bill was opposed by the Congressman Charles August Lindbergh, who also said that the act establishes the most gigantic trust on earth, such as the Sherman Antitrust Act would dissolve if Congress did not, by this act expressly, create what by the act it prohibited. When the President signs in this act, the invisible government by the money power, proven to exist by the money trust investigation, will be legalized. The greatest crime of Congress is its currency system, the schemiest legislative crime of all ages perpetuated by this new banking and currency bill. So he basically meant that if anything was to go wrong, it would go wrong now. And if it go wrong at this point, in this way, this particular way, it would go wrong completely out of your hands. And that's what exactly happened. Because the promoters of the bill promised that the United States dollar would become the stable currency and the business cycle and recession would become a thing of the past. They were strictly saying that recession would never happen after that. And things happened in the court was so dramatic. The bill was clearly opposed, and the law was passed on 23rd December 1913, and after that, the members of the Senate were threatened by the President Woodrow Wilson, who had no ethics and principle as he was of morality, said that he would keep them in session until it has passed the bill and deny them their Christmas recess. And since the commencement of U.S. Federal Reserve Bank in 1914, the US dollar has lost 97% of its purchase power, There has been 19 recessions, including the Great Depression on 1930s, and the current Great Recession started on 2008, which can lead to a bigger depression if you know the truth and don't listen to the media and stuff. And since the American national debt has increased from 2.65 billion to 20 trillion, for what? What did they spend it on? You don't know? Because you've been feeding crap to yourself instead of thinking. And while unfunded liabilities like the social securities, media care, and benefits for military veterans exceeded 240 trillion, those are liabilities. How are those liabilities when you're printing money and you can't use it against what it's supposed to be used to, and you are using it for your personal purpose? What are they using this money for? They are throwing it in the air and telling that the nation is on debt. And those shitty banks have been working for themselves instead of working for you. What did they have you? Oh, they provide you loans for low interest. Why? Because they can fucking print the money. Again, this is a surprising fact that in its 104 years of existence, its account has never been submitted to the public audit. There is a reason. The shareholders of the bank are the Rothschilds Bank of the London and Berlin, Lizard Brothers Bank of Paris, Israel Moses Saif Banks of Italy, Warburg Bank of Hamburg and Amsterdam, Shearson American Express, Goldman Sachs of New York, JP Morgan Chase Bank are the main shareholders. And now take a look at how many countries do they have direct access to. And obviously those are the only countries they have access to. And you can see that if you can basically rule Europe and America at the same time, you are the king of the world. And that's because why in today's world some people are being put to jail for no reason. Their money and banks has been freezed for no reason. Like, the Andrew Tate. I saw some of his videos. It's been great videos. As I've seen so far, those are great videos. So those are drastically motivating young men to embrace their masculinity and fight against the matrix. And why is he being put to jail? For no reason. I don't know. That's what he says. That's what his case file is saying. His case file is empty. We'll see. And I genuinely think if you're fighting against the matrix, this is going to happen. You'll be put to jail for no reason. And you'll be assassinated or will be found dead in some places for no reason. Like suicide and stuff. That's what they do to, take you out of their own way. And there is a reason why I speak it like this. Because I'm in a country where I'm completely safe. I'm in a country where I can spit the truth. Nobody's going to question me. And if they are to question me, and if I have a good reason, or if I'm stable on my words, I can stand for it. And if I can gather people with the same opinions, nothing can stand against me. And I believe that my voice is right, my opinions are right, my thoughts are right, what I'm saying is right. Because I'm a God-fearing man who is honest to himself and too honest to what I say. Stay strong.